Section 3.7 is last section of chapter 3. And here we want to know how to graph an inequality. Now, this one is x less than 2. First of all, for the inequality, like, I want to graph this. X equal 2, and then next to it is x less than 2, okay? If we ask you to graph x equal 2, x equal 2 is a vertical line. This is graph of x equal to 2. Now, what's the difference between that and x less than 2? So you understand, for inequality, for less than, we are using this symbol. For less and equal, we also have this one. For greater than, this is a symbol. Greater than, greater and equal, you put the sign like that too. All right. And then I'll show you how that reflects on the graph when you have equality sign and this one not have equality sign along with that. All right. So x equal 2 is a vertical line. When we ask you to graph x less than 2, you do the same thing. You just go ahead and you find the 2 and you draw the vertical line. So what's the difference between equation and inequality? In inequality, we are asking you to have all the x less than, what are those? All the x less than 2. What numbers are less than 2? Are 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative. So for that, you need to shade area to the left of that. So the difference is the shading that you have. See? So graph of x less than 2 is this. And if it doesn't have equality sign, then it's always a broken line here. So for this one, it's broken line or the dotted line. And if it does have equality sign, it's always a solid line that we see on the next examples. So if it doesn't have equality sign, you always use the dotted line or broken line. And if you have equality sign, you just use the solid line, okay? In this one, we don't have equality sign. So it would be broken line. Now we want to graph this one. Y is less and equal to minus 3x, okay? Now, for you to graph it, first think of just the equation. How do I graph y equal just minus 3x? How do I graph that? You just need to draw the table. You come up with 2, 3 points. Let's say x is 0. You put 0 here, y is 0. X is 1. You substitute 1 here, y is negative 3. X equal 2, y is minus 6. So you find these points here, 0, 0. X is 1 and y is negative 3. 2 and negative 6. X is 2 and y is negative 6. So you got all these points, right? And you connect all these points, and this is what you see. Now, y is a solid line. It's not broken line anymore because it does have equality sign as well of inequality. You see that? Because of that, you have a solid line. All right. So now, y is less than that. Means you go from here to the left. Y is less. So you shade here. To the left of this line. See? So that's the difference between equation and inequality. In inequality, you have to start shading one side of the line. Now, I want to check to see if this area is correct or not. That means when you shade this area is indication that if you select any point here and read the coordinates, when you substitute here, it satisfies that inequality. What does that mean? Let's say I'll pick a point here in the shaded area. What is the coordinates of this point? Okay, let's see. What is the x and y of this point? X is -6 and y is from here to here is 5. So coordinates of this point, or x and y of this point, is this, right? Take these and substitute here in this equation. Y is 5 minus 3 times -6. Do that to see if you come up with a logical statement. Is 5 less than 18? Yes. So then you know this is a correct area. Since this is a shaded area, the other side doesn't have the correct numbers. Let's say I pick a number here. What's the coordinates of this point? X is 4 and y also is 4. Let's see if this point works. You put that into these equations. Y, that's minus 3x, right? Let's take it and put it here. 4 is less than a negative number. No, that's not true. Positive number is not less than negative number. So that means this section doesn't give you a right numbers. So one side must always give you points that if you read coordinates of those points and plug into original equation would satisfy that. That's the whole idea about, or concept about graphing inequality. So in this one is 4x plus 5y. Let's think of the equation first when you want to graph it. So first, when you want to graph it, just change it to equation. And then for inequality, we use shading part. All right. When you have x and y both on one side, you know, if you want to put some number, what is a good number to use regardless is always x equals 0. It's a very good number to use. Why? Because when you put it here, 4 times 0 is 0. So all you have is this, look. You don't have to start with x. You could also start with y. So another second point to use, and is easy, is 0 for y. See, if I take 0 for y here to find the x, this is gone. It's like this. 4x plus 5 times 0 is -15. This is gone. 4x is -15. And then divide both sides by 4. What is the x is when you divide it by 4? 7.5 divided by 2, so it would be 15 divided by 4. It's almost 3.75, okay? And now you could always put another point here if you want. You could just say, ooh, what about x equal 1? If you need 3 points, you put it here. So it would be 4 times 1 plus 5y. Since we are graphing, it's okay to have it a small number. Nah, come over. Anyway, so that is y is minus 19, or 19 divided by 5. It's like minus 3.8, okay? So we plot all 3 points. All points here, like x 0, x equals 0 and y is 3 here, and another one, x is 1 and y is minus 3.8. Somewhere here, and the other one is minus 3.75, and 0 is here, okay? So you connect all this and draw. Now, when you draw your line, it's the broken line, right? Why? Because the original one, it doesn't have equal. Now, what side do I need to shade? Do I side this one, or, you know, some people say, okay, you know what, you see is greater, right? If it's greater, then you shade this side, but it doesn't, you know, maybe 99% works. But the best thing is, you know, you want to find the area that when you select a point and substitute in inequality, it works, right? Why don't you try it? Why don't you pick a point here anywhere? I think the easy point is right here. What's the coordinates of this point? What is the x and y of this point? 0, 0. And this side is supposed to be a good side, right? So I'll take these two and substitute in the inequality here. 4x plus 5y is supposed to be greater than minus 15, right? Let's put 0 and 0 here. What do you have? 0. Is 0 greater than minus 15? Yes. 0 is positive number. It is greater than minus 15. So this is the right sections. Okay, so again, there are two ways to determine what side to shade. One is just the inequality sign, greater, which as I said is not 100%. The other one is just pick a point here and plug it into this equation to see if it gives you something logically. Okay. This is a case that there are two lines. One is a vertical line, the other one is horizontal line, right? How do I graph these? X equal 8. All right, so you go here on the x-axis, we find the 8, and then you draw a line. Is it solid line? Yes, it has an equality sign. So here you just say, okay, is that. This is line of x equal 8. Is less, all the numbers less than, all the x's less than 8. Like, so you got a shade like this. Anything to the left, right? Now, the second one, y is greater than minus 3. So I need to graph of y equal minus 3. So you go on the y-axis and you find minus 3. Okay, and then you graph that. And it's also a solid line. Now, y is greater than that, means all the numbers above. See, what is greater than minus 3? Greater than minus 3 is what? Minus 2, 0, 1. These numbers are all greater than minus 3, right? See on the number line, if minus 3 is here, then you have minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. See, all these are greater. So anything above this, so we have to shade like this, you know? Now, you have to find area that is overlap, means area that has both colors. That's the answer. Like here is just a red, and here is just a blue. So the only place that it has a solid is right here. So all the answers is fall here. That's so when you overlap to find a common area, that's the answer. That's how to graph inequalities. This is combination of two inequality or two lines. Now here is example of two separate inequality. One is x plus y less or equal to 9. So let's graph that one first. X equals 0, y is 9, or y equals 0, x is 9. This is easy because it just gives you 2 points, right? X is 0, y is 9, is here somewhere, and 9 here. And it's solid line because it has inequality sign. So that would be this line. And sometimes it's better to write which equation is this. This is x plus y less than and equal to 9, okay? Now, I need to shade what? Below, this is less, or pick a point again, rule. I'll pick a point below this line. What is a good point to use? Right here. What's the coordinates of this point? 0, 0. 0 for x and 0 for y. Take that and put it here to see if it's working or not. Yes, because 0 plus 0 is less than 9. This is a right section, so you shade here. Okay, now we have to go for the second one. The second equation is this: x minus y is greater than equal to 4. Okay, draw the table. X equal to 0, y is negative 4, y equals 0, x equal to 4. It's always use the, it's better to use the third points, you know. All right, so x is 0, y is negative 4. Find negative 4 here. X is 4 and y is 0. And then is it solid line? Or yes, is as it calls. So that also is another solid line. Now, shall I shade above or below? Again, what point is above this line here? 0, 0. Take this point, which is 0, 0, and it's, you know, is above this line, and put it here. 0 minus 0 less than 5. Is 0 greater than 4? No. That means do not shade above, shade below. So what area, when you overlap, what area has both colors? Right here. When you overlap, this area has blue and red color. See, you have blue but not red here, you have red, not blue here. So that would be something here. Okay, so that would be for that one. That's how to shade it. That's how you shade your vertical line. Minus 3x plus y is less or equal to 2. Again, think of equations. Okay, so you do this, you have x and y. So x is 0, y is 2. Okay, and if I put y equals 0, it would be 2/3. Let's just say x equal to 1. See what happens. 3 times 1 plus y is equal to 2. Minus 3 plus y is 2. Plus 3 plus 3. So y is 5. Okay, so let's see. X is equal to 0 and y is 2. This is 1 point. X equal 1 and y is 5. Is a solid line because it has an equality sign. Now I need to shade. Shall I shade below or above? Take a point below or above this line. Again, the good point to use is right here. What is the coordinates of this point, 0, 0? Take that and put it in equality to see if it's working or not. Minus 3 times 0 plus 0, which is 0. Is 0 less than 2? Yes. So this point is located in the correct area. So this is your shade. Again, this is a problem that is combination of two graphs. One is x plus y less than or equal to 2. The other one is and y is less than or equal to minus 2. Remember, the and is just combinations or intersections. All right, so let's think of x plus y equal to 2. When you want to graph, you could just think of the equations. X is 0, y is 2, y is 0, x is 2. So that's easy to find that one. And a solid line. And it's always a good idea to write it at the top. This is x plus y is less than or equal to 2. All right, so I need to shade. Where is the 0 here? Right here is below, right? This point is 0, 0. Take it and put it into this equation. 0 plus 0. Is 0 less than 2? Yes. The next one, it's just graph y equal minus 2. What is y? Is y equal minus 2? This is minus 2 on the y-axis, and is a solid line. So line of y equal minus 2 is horizontal line. But y is less than minus 2. What numbers are less than minus 2? You know, on the number line, you know? Numbers less than minus 2 are what? Minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, all the way. So you go from here down. You see, what area is the overlap? It's right here. You see that here? Because here is just red, here is just blue. So this is the common area or solution. When you find a common area means if you pick any point here, okay, that point satisfies both inequality when you plug it in. This is in case you have two x's. One was x less than 2 and x greater than minus 7. You see, both of them are vertical lines, right? One is shade to the left, one is shade to the right, so this is the area. So original problem was this. Graph x greater than -7 and x less than or equal to 2. Okay, you come up with this area, right stripe you have right here. All the numbers less than 2, all the numbers greater than -7. Now here they ask you to find which inequality, which one of these match this one. First of all, this inequality is this. It doesn't have equality sign, so it cannot be solid line. So that would eliminate these two because they both are using solid line. So it's just one of these two, okay? One is shade to the right, one is shade to the left. So which one is correct? See? You can't just say, well, because it's shade to the right means this. Remember I said, now pick a point. Like, is this the right one? Let's pick a point here. Let's say right here. What is the coordinates of this point? This point is x is -10 and there is no y. And plug that here. So it would be 0 greater than 3 times -10 plus 3. So 0 greater than -27. Yeah, that's right. 0 is greater than negative number. So this sounds like right. How about this one? See? It tells you that -10 doesn't work. Which is not correct. So the answer is this. Okay. So that would be end of section 3.7 or chapter 10.